Hello everyone, it is DrunkenWolf here, and I am back with you without any pants on. But I am wearing socks. Is it just me or do things just get steamy up in here? I honestly did not think I could get that any more awkward, but I did. Anyway, recently I managed to lose my notebook, which I use to record with all my vlogs. Now what I do is in this little book I write down all the little ideas of things to talk about and stuff that's happened to remember, because whilst I think about it during the day, by the end of the night I completely forget about it. And in this book I have some pretty strange stuff, like one of them being owning Pirates of the Caribbean 1 and 4, but not 2 and 3, because we all know they're just not that good. Who am I kidding? Johnny Depp is a god. But yes, I managed to lose this book, and for a full day and a half I was looking for it and I couldn't figure out where it was. I turned the room nearly upside down. And naturally, it was the one and only place where I should have seen it. It was at just past the end of my bed, on my low-lying TV cabinet, directly in the middle. Honestly, I spent a day and a half looking for something which was that under my nose that I don't know how I did not find it beforehand. I asked my girlfriend to look for it, and she's going to look for it in the morning. And I just got this message during the workday, it was, "I'm gonna kill you." Because it turns out she found my notebook literally 10 seconds after sitting up in bed. And it's a good thing I didn't lose it, because if any of you have seen it on Instagram, it is a fabulous notebook. Seriously, check this thing out. Like, oh my god. How can you get a better notebook? And that's just from a store called Typo. They sold all sorts of little books, pens, stationery. There's a couple of little odds and ends they have, but it's more of, how to describe, an alternative kind. So more of a sense of humor, like a genuine sense of humor, not something you'll find at Officeworks like funny birthday cards or etc. Next on my agenda was I was going to introduce you all to what I like to call my Chibi Art. Now, Chibi is a style of artwork in which you draw characters in a really cartoon fashion, usually involving big heads, little bodies. And ideally, you want to make them adorable and loved by all. So here is the second one I did. Now, this one was for my sister, and she just asked me to make one of her. Unfortunately, I didn't really have many clothes of her. I would have liked to have changed the pants to more of a tartan skirt. However, unfortunately, I don't really pick her to be a skirt kind of girl. So I just did what I could. I grabbed some pictures off of Facebook and used that as a reference. Unfortunately, they're all from the belly up, so I was kind enough to give her some nice DC shoes. But first, and my favourite one, would have to be the one I first did of me. Now, if you can see this, this is basically me right now. You can see I'm literally wearing the Joystick Junkie shirt. The only difference is I couldn't do the little joystick eye because you can only zoom in so much. And I use Adobe Illustrator, which is a vector program, so you can zoom in, but there is a limit. Also, unfortunately, with the pen tool, which is what I use, I can't control the line thickness. So I can only have it one certain thickness. I can make it thicker by having 2 lines. I do it with the eyebrows. The eyebrows are like 4 pen lines along. And I also just have my jeans and my really nice boots I wear to one of my jobs where I work in the cities doing sales, selling chocolate. This is my hat, and I would like to have had more shading in it. However, I kind of forgot to at the time. But I don't mind it as it is. It could be a lot worse. Could be better, could be worse. But I'm happy. And we should all know that's all that counts in this world. Along with money, friends, important. Say what? Wow, I'm really getting into these extended words today, aren't I? So all this chibi art was inspired by a YouTuber by the name of XSnowstep. There's a link in the description to her channel if you like. Basically, she's a Canadian girl and she does a whole lot of it. I saw a compilation of a whole bunch she's done. Mind you, I could never do it that fast. She does do it in a different style than me. I did do it in my own personal style. I didn't find anyone else's. I just did it as I could. But it was an inspiration to see that this is what you can do. And when I decided, you know what, I want to try that too, I went ahead. It took about a day and a half, 15 hours of drawing with the computer. And I finally got with something I was happy. I will have to say hands and feet are one of the hardest things, right after legs, arms, and hair. And hats, which is basically everything other than drawing a circle head. No, honestly, I tried to record some of one of them, and I recorded for about 2 hours, in which I was just playing with the hand. I mean, like, I just could not get it right. It just looked either too flat or too fat or just too wonky, or the fingers were too big. God help me, I couldn't get it right. But I finally did anyway. Another thing that's been happening for me in the past few days is I've gotten a major fast food addiction. I have spent all my money basically on KFC, McDonald's, Hungry Jack's. I've just been so lazy. I just want food, and I have nothing in the cupboard that's more than noodles, and I don't really want noodles, so I end up just going and buying fast food. It's so bad. I feel so sick afterwards. But the problem with this addiction is that it is worse than cocaine. I honestly think I might have spent more on fast food than I would if I was a cocaine addict. Honestly, sugar is my cocaine. That just sounded like a terrible promotional line if drugs were legal. And that is Channel 9 News, proudly sponsored by Marijuana United. They're actually not, don't take that literally. Another piece of recent news is I got a couple more subscribers. Woo! God damn, if that isn't the birthday cake of weirdness. But yeah, I basically do that every single time I get an extra subscriber. Let's leave it at that for today. It's DrunkenWolf here, and I will check in with you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. You can click my new link right here to subscribe to my channel.